start the demonstration, we'll take a look at the receiving process. You can see on the mobile device that I have a function specific for that, and to access that, we'll just select it using the touchscreen capabilities of the hardware device. Once here, it prompts for the order. This function can be used for purchase order receiving a transfer order. We've built it to where it can be utilized for a number of different things. Now on this screen, a lot of times a packing slip will come in with inventory to be received. If that's the case, hopefully they've listed your purchase order number. If so, we could type that. If they've barcoded it, we could scan it. The other option is the list button that we see. Pressing the list button would give us a list of orders that are out there and available to be received. In this case, I'll scan my purchase order number. As I scan it, I'll also open it in Oracle. The first thing it prompts me for is the item number on the device. We can see on the left-hand side that there are a couple of items on this purchase order. We see the quantities that we expect to receive as well. From this perspective, we can begin scanning on the device. If the item is barcoded with either your item number or the manufacturer's item number, and you have that information in Oracle, we can cross-reference it for you. Otherwise, we can utilize the list button to see what's on the purchase order and what we can receive. From here, if it's not barcoded, we can simply use the device to select the line that we want to receive. From here, it'll bring in and ask me the quantity that I want to receive. If this item were serialized or lot controlled, this screen would actually be prompting for that level of inventory detail before it asks for the quantity. In this case, it's asking for the quantity. 5 is there, so I'll pass through this screen. And at this point, it gives me the capability to print labels. One thing that's important, it came straight to this screen based on the receipt routing that this purchase order line had set up for it inside of Oracle. With this, because it came straight to this screen, it lets me know that this is a standard receipt. RF Smart also respects if you're doing direct receipt routing. So if it's coming directly in, it would prompt us for the locator and sub-inventory that we're placing that inventory in. And we also respect the inspection receipt, so a 3-part receipt as well. In this case, it's asking for the quantity of labels. This is if the product's not barcoded on the way in and we wanted to print those product labels. In this case, I'll tell it no. As I do, it loops back to collect the next item I want to receive, and if we press the list button again, we'll see that it now comes up with the remaining item to be received. As I select it, it'll come back through to the quantity screen, and as I press enter through it, we'll see now that this one is a direct receipt routing, so it prompts me for the sub-inventory and the locator in which I'll receive this inventory into. Once I've told it I don't want to print labels, the next screen comes up to ask if I want to print that receipt traveler, which can be utilized in the put-away process with the quantities that were done through the standard receipt routing. Now we'll take a look at Oracle and the real-time updates that we've done. We can see with the standard inventory item that was a direct receipt, we not only have the received line, we have the delivered line as well. And if we scroll over to the right, you can see exactly where we put that away into. And if we keep going, we can also see who the transaction was performed by. Since you log in with RF Smart using the Oracle authentication, we have that capability to update this correctly for your reporting purposes. The next transaction I'll hit is the put-away process. So the receipt traveler that the device offered me to print would have come out with a 640 on it, since that is our receipt number. If I come into the put-away receipt process, the first thing it'll ask me for is that receipt number. If that were printed, I would have that to scan, but I can type it here. As I type it, now it asks me for the item number that I want to put away. I could do this one of two ways. I could use the list functionality again, but in this case, I'll scan the item, put in the quantity, and tell it where I'm going to place that inventory. All right. The next thing we'll look at, I'll show the picking of a pick slip So if we come down on the menu here, you can see I have pick slip picking. Again, similar to receiving, the pick slip picking function works with any pick slip created, whether that's for a sales order, for an IMT, if it's a replenishment request. As long as there's a pick slip number out there, we could select it using the list capabilities, or if we have that barcoded on a pick slip, maybe for picking a sales order, we can scan that value. So as I scan it, you'll notice RF Smart comes up, and we're going to direct the user where to go and what to pick based on the pick wave that was created in Oracle. So it's telling me this is the order's pick slip that I've scanned, this is the item that I need to pick, and this is where it wants me to go grab it from. So when I get there, I'll scan that value or scan the barcode for that sub-inventory. Same with the locator. You can tell it which locator I'm going to, and then tell it the quantity. Oh, validate the item first, and then tell it the quantity that I'm picking. If that's everything on this pick slip, it'll pass through and ask me for the next pick slip, or give me the capabilities to print labels first. So this would be a good example of when you could print a customer-specific label, or anything on the outbound side that might not be on your internal product label. And then it loops back when we've completed the pick slip. So that was a brief demonstration of the RF Smart product. If you have questions or would like more information, feel free to reach out to us on our website at oraclecloud.rfsmart.com or send us an email at info@rfsmart.com.